If you're looking for a cheap and reliable place to buy or sell your FIFA 23 Ultimate Team coins, check out u4gm.com and use code ELITE, ELYYT, for 5% off at checkout. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Or if you're new, welcome in. You just made the best decision of your life by clicking on this video, because today I'm going to be showing you guys the 3 best investments in FIFA Ultimate Team right now that should hopefully make you guys some coins over the next couple of weeks, or even just holding these cards for a couple of days. Now, of course, we're going to go ahead and open up today's video with a pack or two, and we just completed that Jack Grealish SBC, which, by the way, even if you're not completing the objective for that, where you do have to play 10 matches of squad battles, which is not really that fun, you still should do that SBC because it's an 88 rated SBC fodder card for much cheaper than what you would get just buying an 88 off of the market, and you can use 82s, 83s, even maybe a couple 84s if you need to, which is going to save you guys some coins in the long run. But here's the thing. We're looking at a market where all of the 82, 83, 84, and 85 rated cards for SBC fodder are up in price a ton, while some of the higher rated fodder is down a little bit. But that means that this 82 plus times 20 players pack is probably a good time to be opened, because it's going to give you a ton of that fodder that's super expensive right now. And of course, you still have that chance of getting something good out of it. Now, a lot of people want to save this pack for the FUT Birthday promo, which is smart, but you also have to consider that if you open this pack, you're most likely going to get 90% of the cards that you would need to do that SBC again. And then on top of that, you get a chance of packing a really high rated SBC fodder. So I think that it is worth doing once. You got to pay out of pocket or whatever you have in your club, but then you can just recycle it in and do it as many times as it lets you, which is normally about 3 times, 4 times a day, depending on the day. Over the last few days, that's how it has been. So we're going to open another one of these, and we're going to see if we can get anything decent. And we start with an inform, hopefully high rated, Cote d'Ivoire, or is that Republic of Ireland? No, that's Cote d'Ivoire. Ahulu, 86 rated. Definitely not a card I'm going to use, but a card I'll throw into SBCs, and we get Harry Kane. So right then and there, that is a good pack for us, because we're going to hold on to that Harry Kane. We might hold on to the Skriniar, and then all of these other cards in here are going to be thrown back into the SBC. The only thing I might have to pay out of pocket for is an 85 rated card, just because you're going to need 2 of those. The rest of it should be free. So I'm able to do that 82 times 20 pack. All I'm going to have to do is buy an 85 rated card to complete it, and I should be done right after that, which means that we basically spend 15 to 20,000 coins on a Kane, this inform, and an 86 rated inform as well. So we'll send that all into the club. Now let's go ahead and hop into the first player of the video that we are going to show you for an investment, and I'm going to explain why I like these cards as investments as well. But before we do that, guys, all I'm asking in return, if you've been enjoying the content and you want to see my videos do well, because this does help the algorithm, helps push the videos out to new viewers, drop a like on the video. That's all I ask in return. That would help me out so much, and I'd really appreciate you for it. So the first card that we're going to be talking about today is going to be one of the cards that you see on your screen right here. Or maybe, no, yeah, he's on the top row. It's DeMarcos. This card I really like as an investment right now because of a few different reasons. First of all, it's 88 rated now, and if he gets to 89 rated, then automatically he's going to be more expensive than what it's showing right now just because of SBC fodder. But it's not really an SBC fodder investment, guys. The next one is a little bit closer to an SBC fodder investment. This DeMarcos is going to also link to the leaked Pedri SBC. Now, if you guys have been paying attention to the market in the past couple of days, Pedri is a card who's got a couple of special cards. He's a player who's got a couple of them. 86K right now. If you take a look at this card, it was 115, 110, 118,000 coins over the last week or so, and now he's down to 86K. And it's the same thing for his Team of the Year honorable mention, which is 125K now, which was 180,000 coins just a few days ago. And the reason for this is because FUT Birthday comes out on Friday. And with the FUT Birthday promo is going to come a Pedri SBC. And
And depending on the value of that SBC, everybody's going to get rid of their previous special card Pedris and get the SBC version instead. Or in return, maybe that SBC is terrible value, nobody wants to do it, and then people just buy those tradable Pedris back, similar to how that Mbappe SBC happened today, where Mbappe came out. I clicked the wrong button. But Mbappe had come out today, and if you guys take a look here, it's going to cost you 4.3 million coins to complete this. Terrible value, and it only has 5% upvotes for probably the best card in the game, which is Mbappe, the best gold card, undoubtedly. So this Mbappe is obviously very, very in demand, but nobody's going to do it for 4.3 million coins. So what happened to the regular Mbappe, the gold Mbappe, and all of his other special cards? They dropped into the hype, but then they rose right back up. But I digress. Let's hop back into talking about DeMarcos. There's a few reasons I like this card, and the first one is the fact that it links to that Pedri. If that Pedri comes out as an SBC on Friday, which I believe it will, if it doesn't come out Friday, it'll probably be Saturday, that gets a good link to it, and it's a good right back card for good value as well. He's got 4-star skills, he's got 90 pace, and he's got 4 other stats, 83 and above. And his shooting stat is not bad for if you want to play him at wingback as well. It's a well-balanced card, and then on top of that, it also has more chance to get upgraded. So if you hold this card long-term, I would go ahead and say that you probably have about a 1,000,000,000% chance of making profit. Now, is this profit going to come immediately? Maybe not over the course of the next 72 hours. You're not guaranteed for this card to be going up to over 50K yet, but the more you hold this card over the next week or so, the more you're going to see this rise. If we take a look right here on this page, we're going to see this this card's potential upgrades. And for DeMarcos, he's already got a win, which already upgraded him from 87 to 88. So we're seeing him at 88 now. But if he avoids defeat in the next 6 matches, which isn't going to be extreme for this card because Bilbao is a top 6 team in La Liga right now, and the only other top 6 team they play is Real Sociedad. In fact, they play 2 teams in the relegation zone and 3 teams, including Sevilla, 4 teams, because Sevilla's not having a great team, that are on the bottom half of the table. So it's not a terribly difficult schedule for DeMarcos. First of all, he's going to get the 3 appearances almost inevitably, which is going to take him to 89 rated. And then if they get 2 clean sheets over the course of those 5 matches, then he could get another upgrade. So I'd say avoiding defeat is probably the least likely because it's very hard for a team to go 6 games unbeaten. The clean sheets, I'd say you've got maybe a 60% chance of that happening. And then the appearances, you have a nearly 100% chance of that happening unless he gets hurt. So you're guaranteed an 89 rated card, probably going to get to 90 rated and potentially 91. And as the next match gets closer, which is played on April 1st, and then the third match played on April 8th, which is only 2 weeks away, this card will already be getting another upgrade. And you never know, they could grab 1 or possibly even 2 clean sheets in those next 2 matches as well. So I really think that this is a very low risk investment. Cards are already down right now due to the market crash. So this DeMarcos is probably going to be going up in price. So let's recap. He's got a link to the Pedri. People are going to be shifting their focus towards La Liga squads from the current Premier League meta with the Footballers promo because of that Pedri SBC, assuming that it is of decent value. Then on top of that, he's also not too far from the price of 89 rated fodder. And then on top of that, he's likely to get more upgrades. And as we get closer to his next games, he's dynamic and could go up in price just into the hype of the next matches. So a lot of reasons for this card to go up. The next investment has a couple of the same reasons for investment, and that card is Eric Lamela. Lamela right now is 39,000 coins, which is a really good price for this card, and the reason it's so low is because he plays Manchester United in the next leg. But if you take a look at this card, you'll notice that it can play center attacking mid and right wing. And it's a card that is very, very usable right now. 90 pace, 92 dribbling, 89 shooting, 90 passing, 87 physicality. For 39,000 coins, you might say that that is a steal. I would say so as well. He has been upwards of 46, 45,000 coins, and he has dropped into the market crash, and he hasn't risen back up yet. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, of course, the shift of focus for people's teams has gone to Premier League this week. So Lamela isn't really in much demand. He's dropped as well because they drew against Manchester United for the next leg in Europa League. But Sevilla still have a chance to go through. I'd say that they're slight underdogs against Manchester United, but they have a lot of success in Europa League. And this card is already 89 rated. And if we take a look at the cheapest rating, or players by rating at the 89 rated level, behind my camera, let me go ahead and scroll across for you guys to see this. You'll see that the cheapest 89 in the game right now is actually Kimmich right now, 38,000 coins. So in general, 89 rateds are pretty cheap. If we take a look at Kimmich himself, we can see for ourselves that 89s are down right now at 38, 39K. They've been up to 50,000 coins in the last 3 weeks, and just in the last couple of days, he was up to 42 to 43,000 coins. So he's cheaper right now, and so a lot of times 89s just in general are going to be 43,000 coins and above. So with that being said, this Lamela combines a couple of different things. You can invest in him as an 89 rated fodder. You can invest in him as a dynamic card. You can invest in him as a right wing that could get a weak link to Pedri once that SBC comes out. So a lot of different reasons that this Lamela is going to rise in price, and it's very, very low risk. That is a common theme with this video, is that these cards are very low risk. Now, when you're taking a huge risk on cards, of course, you could end up making even more profit, but you could end up losing a ton of coins as well. This next investment is a little higher risk than the first two that I showed you, but I still like it. And it's Diogo Jota. It's a card that has gone down a ton in price over the course of this international break and FUT birthday hype and has recovered a little bit. But it's still a good price, and I'll give you a couple of reasons why. This Diogo Jota card has gone over 300,000 coins already ever since his release into the promo, which was less than 2 weeks ago. So he's not been out a terribly long time. Of course, these cards got invested in heavily and dropped into the hype of the FUT birthday market crash and the FUT Ballers promo. He got as low as a little less than, 175. I think for 1 hour, it looks like he got registered at 170. So 170 is his very lowest he's been, I think, on average for the past couple of days. He's been about 180, maybe 175 if you got lucky. He peaked at 200 right now. He's about 195. So he's still pretty low in comparison to a lot of these other FUT fantasy cards that have recovered in price already, and I think that there's a lot of room for him to go up. Now, if we take a look at a very similar card to Diogo Jota, who has already gotten his upgrades, we can take a look at Alexander Isak. This guy has gotten his 89 to 91 upgrade, and of course, his card went up in price because of that upgrade. 94 pace, 94 dribble, 90 shooting, 82 physicality, 79 passing. He's got 4-star skills, he's got 5-star weak foot, and this card went from a low point of 270,000 coins to a high point now at about 394. Now, he got up to 420 before a little bit of a crash during the FUT birthday hype. He's made a bounce back to 400 now that he got the upgrade, but we can see right now that when these cards get their upgrades, we can see how much they're boosting these individual stats, and in my opinion, that's inevitably going to come for Diogo Jota. It just depends on when. This card is going to be 91 rated eventually. It just depends on when, because their first 3 matches coming back from break are kind of difficult. We can go back to our More FUT screen here where it shows us the tracker for these cards, and Jota hasn't played a single match yet under the new promo, and that's not going to start until April 1st when they play against Manchester City at the Etihad, where they are underdogs. They're probably not going to win that match, and he's probably not going to get the upgrade on that day. But his card could rise into the hype of that. So if you bought right now and sold into the hype of that first match, you're going to be making some profit. Now, you could golden hold that and just wait, because that card should rise into the hype of that match, drop a little afterwards if they end up losing, and then rise again as more time goes along, because he's going to rack up the appearances. He could potentially, especially if he starts getting into the starting 11, of course, with the signing of Gakpo and his injuries, he hasn't been playing a ton, but he's coming back from injury. He should be at least coming off the bench for the appearances, so he's going to get those 3 appearances. They're going to get 1 win. That's inevitable. They're not going to go 6 games straight with all losses, especially when they play Leeds and Forest and West Ham, who are all not doing great this season. They just have to weather the storm for the first 3 matches. So if you're willing to hold that card for 5 weeks, it's a card that really should rise probably upwards of 50K, 100K. If everything works out for you, he could rise even more than that. So this Diogo Jota, a little riskier, but the reward could also be higher. So when we look at those DeMarcos and Lamela investments, they're very, very low risk, almost guaranteed to make you profit. But is the profit going to be like you just won the jackpot? No, you're going to make yourself a nice, 20, 25% on your investment, which is very, very respectable if you just hold those cards. I mean, Lamela could easily get into those high 40s. Same thing for DeMarcos, could get into those high 40s in price over the course of the next week or so. But Diogo Jota, this card, it's risky, because if it doesn't work out and Liverpool get thrashed in their first 3 matches, it would have been better to just wait and buy then before they end up getting the upgrades in their last 3 matches. But if that ends up working out, then you could end up making over 100,000 coins per card. So I wanted to throw in a little bit of spice to this video with this Diogo Jota investment. Now, with what I've been saying on all of these different cards, you can definitely apply that same logic to other investments. So you're not limited to just these 3 cards. Of course, those are the 3 cards that I like. I've already got a few DeMarcos. I'm going to be looking at Lamela tonight for a couple of different cards. And in general, you can look at a couple of other La Liga cards. You can look at a couple other FUT fantasy cards and apply the same logic. For me, I just think Diogo Jota is still too low in comparison to all the other cards, because those first 3 matches are tough games and people are really just thinking that Liverpool are going to get beaten all 3 of those matches. And in my opinion, I think they're going to at least pull 1 victory out of those 3 games, especially when you consider their inconsistencies and their ability to thrash Manchester United 7-0 and then lose the next week to Southampton. So they're going to do something weird for sure. They might, lose 1 game by a ton, and then they'll win the next game by a ton. Their inconsistency, it's really unpredictable, but that is in one way why I kind of like that investment, because they're underdogs for all 3 of those matches. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you made it to the end of the video, oh boy, I'm going to give you guys this secret comment word of the day. It's going to be Matip. Feel free to get creative with it. I mean, the joke is right there for you. You just gotta comment it, and I'll make sure to drop a heart on your comment if you use the name Matip in your comment as well. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end of the video. If you haven't liked the video yet, make sure to do so, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Over 50% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so maybe you're one of them. Anyways, I'll see you guys again in tomorrow's video. Peace out.